on football. You're not an egoist. You're not a striker. Get out of here.
That's by far one of my most favorite aspects of Blue Lock as a series. Like, notably, a lot of series of that type are definitely like, you gotta support your friends. You gotta help your friends. You have to make your friends better through encouraging them. Blue Lock, no, you get better by being told you can't be better. You get better by breaking. You get better by rebuilding yourself and learning from your failures. And if you don't, you can leave. And that is, honestly, kind of true to life. You always need to push forward. You always need to have that own internal desire. You always have to be the protagonist of your own story. You gotta be able to push through things like that. And sure, trust me, you shouldn't say half the things these characters say to each other, but at the same time, they got a point. They sometimes be spitting, and I think it's a really nice aspect of the series. It really goes to show you how fast Midoriya started growing at the end of the manga, especially like from Vigilante to the Second War. He made an explosive growth in power. One, because the new quirks he's unlocked, and two, I don't know, the bro just got a lot stronger, a lot faster, a lot more, but like he just became better. Like, this is correct. Star would body bag him before he ended up getting to the Second War. Just like she was low-key body bagging Shigaraki, you know what I'm saying? But now, Midoriya would absolutely annihilate her just because the gap in strength between this these arcs are right after each other. Yet Midoriya, after getting a bath, a nap, and some sleep, he kind of goes crazy. He kind of like low-key solos the verse, except for completed Shiggy, obviously. And that's kind of crazy for a guy who really didn't do much in between.
In a boxing match, a Twinkie or a cupcake, and in how many rounds?
This is a fun one. I'm glad we finally made it.
Ooh, this is a tough one. This is definitely a tough matchup. It's been built up for a while. You can definitely see it. Definitely, obviously, the Twinkie seems to be like a knockoff of the cupcake. You hear a lot of cupcake fans saying that, but in reality, it's kind of its own thing. But if I have to say the biggest factor in this fight, it's the longevity. Like, Cupcake's a big soft guy. You know, he can eat a lot of hits. He can stand around for a while, but he just doesn't have the diversity. He just doesn't have the ability, the longevity, the durability of the Twinkie. The Twinkie kind of goes crazy. The Twinkie kind of takes it. It drags it out for a really long time. I see the Twinkie taking it in the 8th round after just a bunch of swinging and slobber knocking. It's going to be a rough fight. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be nasty. Sprinkles and frosting everywhere. But I can just see Twinkie taking it. They got a lot more energy. They got a lot more longevity. They're a lot younger. They're a lot newer to the game. Cupcake's kind of been around for a while, so I can definitely see the Twinkie taking it out after a long, hard fight. I think it's much less, will Yuji get an amp, and rather, what amp will Yuji get? Because I just don't see him really getting executed here. I don't know. I feel like it's just out of Gege's jurisdiction right now. Like, it just doesn't seem to make sense for him to, you know what, bang, bang, Yuji right now, even though that's reasonably what should happen. So the only way to make it make sense for it to not happen is if he gets an amp. Whether it be Sukuna's technique, his mom's technique, something. He needs something right now because Sukuna's gone. And Sukuna's out. So Sukuna wants him, Akuna Matata, out of this lifestyle. So obviously, I think he needs an amp. And he's going to get one. And it's going to be drastic enough that he can at least survive until the rest of the Jump Fest arrives and they all start jumping Sukuna. Because obviously Sukuna's going to get jumped. There's no way JJK is not going to have a Jump Fest. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. The only one that should be above 0% is Bakugo, because Awakened Bakugo is weird. He's kind of nutty with his scaling. But everyone else here, it's a 0. It's a 0. It's a 0. It's a 0. Like, what is Asui doing? Tell me, what is Asui doing against 120% full cowling Midoriya? What is Uraraka doing? Tell me. Like, seriously, sit down with me and tell me what you do. What's a Momo doing? Kaminari? Like, Kirishima? Ida? What are these characters doing to Midoriya? Midoriya Izuku? This is realistic? What realism are you trying to emulate right now? Because I don't see it. I'm sorry. It's just impossible. Indubitably.